Hello, ITPC. This is Steve, and you're watching Smoking Cardboard. I'm outside smoking my pipe tonight because my wife apparently wanted to get some things done and suggested it to keep me busy. So that's what I'm doing. Drinking some tea, some white tea, smoking some Dunhill Dark Flake in my J Mouton Squat Bulldog. Well, my voice is pretty hoarse. I've been sick for a while, but today it's pretty well recovered. But then I was spending the last 2 hours practicing for worship team, and my voice gets fatigued pretty decent quickly. Just trying to get some of the edges lit. Oh well, just breezy enough. Those layers struggle. It's kind of been super rainy here. Today was a really nice day. I've come to really enjoy spring. It's kind of like Fridays, you know. Everyone says they love the weekend, but Fridays are just about as good. For me, I love summer. I'm not in the South like all you all. I feel like there's a bazillion people in the South comparatively. So, summer up here in Wisconsin is by far the best season. My own personal opinion. But I have noticed my kids starting to turn like Wisconsinites get soft with the heat. Heat. It's high of 74. My kids were like, oh, I don't want to mow until it cools down. I'm like, no, you're mowing. This is perfect weather. It's too hot for them. Too hot. This blend is a tin that I bought off Mel Harris, Garbage Man Piper. Just a great gentleman who used to make videos. Um, Guy who kind of got me making videos. And I think they're still making this under Peterson, uh, but only like in Europe. You can only get the tins or something. But this is, what do they say? Nothing. I'm pretty sure it's just Virginia. I'm not sure if it's dark because some of it's Cavendish or just aged in such a way that it gets darker or something. But it's still pretty sweet. Uh, but then it has kind of like some of these roasty notes, kind of resembling like a stout beer. Uh, just really pleasant. I enjoy it. One that you can get that's really similar. There's a couple that are kind of similar to this that you can get in the U.S. The Wessex Campaign Flake. That one's harder to get because everyone knows about it and buys it right away. It's kind of similar to this. And then there's Robert McConnell Black Flake. Yeah, I think it's Black Flake. Oh, excuse me. That one has a little bit of Perique in it. Two, I thought? Maybe not. Those, they were the yellow label Robert McConnell's. So they were supposed to be imitation or the recipes of the Dunhill blends back when Murray made them or something, whatever that means. And so it's supposed to be really similar. So sometimes you can see that drop. I don't know. I'm not really sure what those blends are up to. So they first came on market maybe 3 years ago, and they kind of sat there because they're new. And then people found out which ones are good, and now they're like gone. And I'm not really sure if they're being replenished or they were being replenished and now they're not. I have no idea what's going on with those. Doesn't seem like any regular schedule. I've still avoided to buy tobaccos. I just have way more than I need, but I think I am inclined to shift some of my tobaccos to having more and more of the stuff that I enjoy the most. Which, over the course of years and years, could be quite the moving target. My taste change, or the tobaccos change as they're aging, and maybe I like it less, like it more. But regardless, if I didn't buy tobacco for another 3 years, I would not feel it at all. Especially now, I'm still not smoking much. I can definitely tell my mouth is still improving. Not 100%. Slow process. I can definitely tell it's getting better. So it's good. Also gives me a lot more time to do other things. Like biking. Went biking today. Trying to get back into that. Get a little bit more fit. I barely biked last year. I really spent a lot of time playing ultimate frisbee. By a lot of time, I mean once a week. And just kind of neglected the biking. And I guess my goal is to make it happen twice a week, hopefully. Sorry, it's kind of a lame, boring video, but it's something. Some people will like it. There's place in our community that distributes food donations for food pantries. And only once before I volunteered at the place, and it was pretty cool. I think there's some full-time people there, but they use a lot of volunteer help too. And they do a little thing where people leave non-perishables for the mailman to pick up, and then the mailmen drop off all these non-perishables at their facility, and they have to process all of these. So this will be the first time I'm helping out with that. I kind of signed up our whole family. It's nice because I think it was 8 years or older they said could help. So my whole family can help. It's good family activity to do something. Really wanted to invite more families to do it with us. But it seems kind of like a weird ask. I'm not super close to people who might have availability. On Monday I have a game night, board games on Monday, and we had just three of us, and we were playing games we knew how to play. So we were able to play two games, and sometimes what takes us play one. A lot of these games, by default, are kind of take like 2 hours and 45 minutes or something, plus teach. But with three people that know how to play, we can really drop that down under 2 hours or whatever. Save a lot of time. And one of the things that with board games that I have to continue to work on is being genuinely happy for other people who are doing well, and a little bit less vocal on my frustration of how how I'm doing when I do poorly. Um, Pretty used to um, doing pretty good in a lot of the games, but Monday was not. I did fine the first game, still got last. Some things just didn't quite fall my way, which is kind of all it took. But the second game, some of these games get the more strategic they get, the more your blunders are exemplified early on in the game. In this one game, Age of Steam, I was playing a map. I played this game a lot. Not this map though; it's brand new. And you, in this particular one, you get 8 rounds in the game. By almost the first round, definitely by the second round, I knew I was going to lose the game. I had made some bad choices, and it was really frustrating to not see a way to even finish the game. You kind of have companies. You're like a train company, and I knew I was going to go bankrupt. I knew I was going to get kicked out of the game, and sure enough, about I think I lasted 5 rounds in the game, and then I got kicked out. But it was at my house. I was hosting it, so I couldn't leave. That was the worst. I was like, man, I should not play as risky as I played when I can't leave the game if I get kicked out. That was probably the biggest lesson learned. I think the others, otherwise it wouldn't have been as big a deal. I've been like, okay, I lost. I'm just gonna leave. But then I had to watch, and I was sulking a little bit that I had played so poorly, misjudged the situation. But it is something I've improved on, but not enough. Need to get better at that. Being just a better uh, uh, player with other people. Need to do a better job of being compassionate or happy, even if I'm doing horrible. Someone else's success. Other things. Yeah, next week I'm going to a board game convention. That will be super awesome. No offense, but they're better than pipe conventions. I just love playing board games so much. This one especially. It's just a playing game. Playing games. I don't know any of the people there intimately, but I know them from going to the convention year after year. And it'll be great to see the people there and then just play all sorts of games. All sorts of games that I would never get to play with the sorts of friends I have or just the amount of time that I have. So really looking forward to that. Always thankful that my wife lets me do that. I was happy to. She's usually excited to see me go though, I think. First thing you'd always do is watch a movie and break out microwave popcorn. I hate the smell of microwave popcorn. It's like I think part of it is microwave popcorn has a very strong smell and it's not good. But we used to growing up. Sundays were days my mom she did not like cooking. She did cook, but she did not like to. My dad didn't do that. So she was stuck doing it most of the days, and Sundays was the day that she was like, I'm not cooking. I'm taking a break from this. So usually that meant grilled cheese after church. And then for supper, it was kind of scavenge. But for a lot of my family, it was eat popcorn. So I got really sick of the smell of microwave popcorn every Sunday night. That was a lot of people's supper of choice when they had to scavenge. I've been watching still quite a few videos. I've just been commenting less. I'm trying to put less pressure on myself to do that. Um, I always felt a strong need to make people feel warm and welcome, seen, heard, and I still have a desire to do that. But um, usually I'm listening to videos in the background or whatever I'm doing, and to comment, it's pretty interrupting to the other sorts of things that I'm doing. So uh, I think for me to do a better job at not interrupting the other stuff I'm doing, I need to stop commenting as much, which I have done, and I think it's been good. But I'm one of the channels I watch, World War II. Is that what it's called? They were um, following I think it's Time Ghost Army. This is what they use as Patreon sort of thing to support the effort. They follow each week of the war. And they did this for World War One, where they just each week they would make a video of what happened that week in the war. How many years ago? World War One, it was 100 years after what happened, but now World War Two was like 78 years. I don't know, whatever. But they're just getting to the end. So this last week, Hitler killed himself. Germany's starting to give up in pockets, but there's still this race between the U.S. and the Soviet to taking the different territories, so that when negotiation happens, they have control or the rights to give control back over the countries. Anyway, it's kind of interesting to finally get through that, because that took years watching that channel to see this come to fruition. But for those of you that are interested, I think in June they're starting another war from the beginning and doing the same thing. And I believe they're going to the Korean War, which I don't know anything about, so it'll be great to just see beginning to end all the things that happen. It's super educational for me to watch that for World War One too. I kind of didn't start at the very beginning of the World War One when I kind of jumped in at year two, so I watched all the videos to catch up, and then I was kind of following it week to week. It just comes out on Saturday. Watch it. Really great. Well done. Recap to learn. Anyway, I should shout some people out, but I just there's a number of channels they're starting up. I didn't create a list. I'm not prepared. I just got kicked out of the house. All right. I'll talk to you all later. Happy smokes. Have a great rest of your week or weekend, whenever you see this. Talk to you later. Appreciate you watching. Bye.